Okay, Darth Vader's Star Destroyer. Now, I remember seeing this as a kid. I would remember specifically, actually, the one time um, I was in I forget what store it was, but I think it was a smaller store where I actually noticed it. And I looked, and the owner or whatever just said, "Hey, you want Star Wars stuff? We've got the Darth Vader Star Destroyer." And I looked at that thing and I was just like, "What the heck is?" It just did not register. And the reason why is my kid brain was just wanting to see something more movie accurate at the time. And unfortunately, although a good interpretation of what they tried to do, but they just kind of just didn't go far enough. What they probably should have done, which eventually they did, was something closer to the Rebel transport. Used it as a massive carrying case. Now, if you see it, it's got the triangle style to it, but obviously, what they should have done is just done a nice large scale, something you can put on the wall, open it up, and actually have some bridge room. Maybe have the bridge there. This was a good idea. Maybe having, like, I don't know, a back door or something. They could have gone much farther with that, and I think that would have been more of a winner. But even then, the way they would have done it back then, it would have been like the Millennium Falcon. It would have been too small, even though it was a great toy at the time. But anyways, when you consider budgets, etc., what can you say, right? Anyways, it's cool to get this. It's almost complete. I'm missing one piece, this round part right here. I don't think that's supposed to be there at the front, so this isn't exactly sturdy. I'll have to find a broken down one where I can find that part. Shouldn't be too bad. Now, the cool part about it is actual meditation chamber. I believe that's what it's called. You can see right here, there's the light that comes on with it. Right on here, it pulls off. You can see those coils probably don't even work. Probably gonna have to. There's gonna be some restoration that's gonna need to be done with this. I think that's a piece of from my TIE fighter that fell in there. But there's a few stickers I'm gonna need to clean up and re-glue on. This is definitely gonna need much more of a cleaning. I did give it a rough over cleaning, but a lot of stuff needs to be fixed in it. Now this goes down. I don't know, you gotta be really gentle with it. It's pretty thick there anyways. So, I don't know, that's about it. I don't want to mess with it, but got an interesting shield there, or screen. So I guess when you put Vader in there, it probably gives you a good idea of his, and I don't know if this moves around. No, that's all stationary. Now, I'm not sure if there's a trap door or something in here, but what exactly here? Now, this part right here, there's supposed to be a thing where if you look underneath, you can see the peg holes in there. And I guess that was one of the play features, is you would hang a figure on there. It's sort of Vader throwing a temper tantrum or something on those lines. But anyways, I put a bunch of figures there. It looks like they're about to, General Veers. A couple stormtroopers there, and they're getting their troops ready for their surface attack. And you got the Death Star commanders and Imperial commanders, the officers on the bridge of the Star Destroyer, and obviously you got the gun here. Now, there is a feature that you can actually hang your Millennium Falcon on the back of the set. I don't know how to do that. I forget, but I don't know if it hooks on here or what, but I wouldn't really try that as a kid. Even back then, I would have known that would be a disaster. I'm sure a lot of Millennium Falcons got destroyed or damaged because of that. But the toys were pretty tough back then, But there it is. Anyways, gives you an idea. Not bad for what it was, but I guess they just needed more foresight of what was to come. But now, if I remember back in the 90s, I remember some people taking some of these and cutting them up and using certain parts to build out certain scenes. But you can't even legitimately put all the bounty hunters. There's nowhere to You know, you think they could have done something. Really, they just needed to go a much larger scale, which they wouldn't have done back then. But thinking of today, that's where I would say Hasbro should be taking it. Some sort of larger set that maybe you can, I don't know, put it up on the ceiling, hang it from whatever fishing wire or whatever, and or just use it as a big massive display piece, kind of like that. Like a HasLab scale would be fantastic. That would be a good way of doing it. That would be cool. I'd be down for that. But Hasbro should do something. I think that would be, you know, that would be something I would jump on board. Anyways, there it is, Darth Wiz. Sure, tons of things I'm missing on this little vehicle here, but go out and get one. Cheers.